Welcome to Mérida, a beautiful and modern city filled with history. But where there is history, there is blood. The ground on which the city stands once belonged to the Mayan settlement of To. However, when the Spanish conquistador Paseo Montejo arrived, he tore apart the settlement. And with those very same stones, he built the seat of power with which he would rule over the entire region. This is Mérida. Hey, thanks for joining. This is Levi. I'm here at my Airbnb in Mérida, Mexico. Just woke up a little bit, showered, gonna go downstairs, get a little bit of food. It's like a bed and breakfast type deal. And then maybe grab some coffee, and then we're gonna be off to go and see some of the sights, some of the historic landmarks of Mérida, and talk a little bit about those. So yeah, let's go. So we're here a few blocks from the center of Mérida. This is called Arco de los Dragones, and this Mérida was actually a walled city at one point. It had a wall to prevent the native uprisings from harming the inhabitants of the city, and this was actually one of the original gates of the city. So it's one of three, I believe, that are still standing in the city. The wall is pretty much all gone, but the gates are still intact. First arch, Arco de los Dragones, and we walk over here. Right over there is another gate of the city. I don't know what that one's called, but yeah, this was where the wall ran when it was in existence. So this is the second arch right up here, and there's actually a little door right here we can go through. Right behind me, this is the Casa Montejo. We turn around, we're here in the Central Park. And this is Casa Montejo. This was built by a conquistador and his son and his nephew. And it was built in, I believe, 1548. And you can see there, standing right there, Francisco Montejo and his son. And there's also a sort of coat of arms right there that I'll show you more closely maybe afterwards. But we're gonna go inside. They have it restored to some of its former glory, and yeah. Okay, so we gotta wait like 10-15 minutes for there's too many people in there, so they gotta wait for people to leave and they're gonna let people in. So right up here, you can see all the, well, let me turn around. You can see all the intricate artwork you got up here, and they actually have it netted, I think, because some rocks have been falling down. A lot of heads around. You see all the heads over there underneath the balcony holding it up. And then if we go over here to the side, you can see that's one of the Montejos, one of the Francisco Montejos, and underneath his feet are two severed heads that he's standing on, and this one the exact same. So a pretty gory scene. You know, the mid 1500s aren't exactly known for being super chill, but we're gonna be able to go in now. So. Just came out of the Casa Montejo. Pretty cool. All the stone features on the front right now, they have like this netting around them They didn't have that last time. I guess it's rocks were falling or something. You can see when we entered into the house, all the stone floors right there in the entrance part, all the original floors from the 1550s. Beautiful place. Built by slaves, built by the enslaved local people. So yeah, we're gonna walk over to the church now, and I don't think it's open. I think it opens at 6 o'clock. It's like 5:05 right now. I just want to show the outside of it. And it's just right here, Casa Montejo over there, and then if we turn around this way, the church is over there. So I'm going to show you that. This is the church right here behind me. You can see they're setting up some tents right now. I think tonight maybe. They either have music or they have a light show. They project lights all over the church and they do this like music and light show. But so remember the Casa Montejo right over there in front of me was built in 1548, I believe I said. This church right here was actually the first Catholic church in the continental Americas. And it was built in 1590s. So Casa Montejo over there was built, and then like 50 years later, this church. If we walk over the other side of the park, so church is over there. If we walk over there, there is the governor's palace, and that is a lot less old. This governor's palace, let me get in front of it. This is the governor's palace right here, and this was built in the 1890s. So if you think about it a little bit, if you do a little bit of math, that house behind all those trees, Casa Montejo, was built in 1590. Sorry, Casa Montejo was built in 1550, more or less. The church, 1590. Palacio del Gobierno, governor's palace, was built in 1890. So almost, I guess, a 350-year difference between the Casa Montejo just across the park and this building right here. And there's a museum inside this building too. It supposedly has some good information on the history of the city and everything, so we're gonna go inside there and see if we can check it out. So there's actually a little protest going on right in front of the governor's palace right now. So I might let that pass and then go check it out. You can see people here filming, we're filming, and you got the protesters right here saying justice for Michelle. I'm not sure who Michelle is, maybe a victim of the femicide that's going on in Mexico. So yeah, I'm gonna go look for something cool to drink, maybe chill in the Central Park, and I don't want to interrupt what they're doing with the protest thing, so I'm gonna wait for that. If that finishes, then I'll go in and check out the governor's palace and show you all what's what in there. There's this whole thing like on top of the church too, this whole like structure, and I have no idea what that's about, but I sure would like to know. the next day now. I'm right here. This is Paseo Montejo. This is the sign over there. It kind of explains some of it. This is a monument of Francisco Montejo over here, the elder, and then over here, I believe the son, Francisco Montejo. They are, you know, paraded as heroes of the region, but you know, slayers of indigenous people and slave owners, but you know. This street was a project that started in 1888. There was a lot of wealth that came into the city in the 1800s because of henequen, which is the agave plant that they'd make the fibers and the ropes from. I was reading a book where it refers to some of the millionaires or billionaires that were created from this industry as los 50 reyes de henequen, or the 50 kings of henequen. And many of them, you know, owned plantations outside of town, and they owned haciendas, big estates where they would have, you know, their residence. But then they would also build mansions, like the one that you can see peeking out of the trees over there. And this street was basically, I guess, like a millionaire's paradise, a millionaire's playground. And this is where many of the henequen kings, so to speak, created their illustrious residences. And we'll get moving, but the henequen industry, even in the 1800s and into the 20th century, was mostly was almost entirely fueled by slaves. A small number of Yaqui Indians from northern Mexico, a small number of Korean immigrants, and a large number of indigenous Mayan people, well over 100,000. And this was at a time when the city of Mérida only had about 60,000 inhabitants, and just outside the city there were well over 100,000 people living in slavery, all in the pursuit of making money off of henequen. And all of that slavery is what produced things like this mansion and that one, and some more that we'll see along our walk. So right now we are in the Governor's Palace here in Mérida, here in the central square. I think this area of the museum of the Governor's Palace has some of the best depictions of the oppression of the Mayan people, of the slavery that went on. This story right here corresponds with this painting. It is depicting an event from 1761 in which a group of Mayans rose up to fight against the conditions that they were living in, and several of them were captured and condemned to death. And this depicts them being put to death and stabbed with burning hot pieces of metal and burning hot pincers. Over here is a painting called Venta de la Indios, or the Sale of the Indians. Sale as in like selling. You can see and being led into slavery. I think, you know, a lot of places in the city don't shine much light on the slavery, on the oppression, but I think this room, this hall right here, probably has more depiction of that subject than anywhere else in the city, or any of the other depictions in the city combined. So it's my last night here in Mérida, and it's about 11 o'clock, and I'm here in the Central Park. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite time that I've been here in the Central Park. It's just super peaceful now. You can hear, you know, some music from a bar nearby, and there's a few people out and about, but not many. And it's just a much more calm, chill. It's not blazing hot. It's been like 93 degrees both days I've been here, so, and now it's cooled down. It feels like it's about maybe 71 or so. So pretty nice, and it's just a great way to enjoy the night, I think. I'm gonna pass by on his unicycle. So yeah, very enjoyable. You got someone dancing over there, the music from the bar, and yeah, I'm gonna head back to my apartment, have a nice bubbly water. Thank you so much for watching me here on my second day in Mérida. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was entertaining for you. Gracias. Sorry, I was causing a traffic interruption just now. But like I said, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Have a good night or day, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.